Now, I know we've talked about this subject before, but what happened to the Zeo powers? We have a bunch of fan theories from us and the fans that we're going to get to and break down and listen to you guys out there. So hit that intro, Rangers. Let's get into it.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fan Club. It is your boy Dan Brosnan in the building. We are so happy to have you guys. Welcome to the show. Today, we are going to be talking about a subject that we talked about in the past several times in different formats, but it seems like the more that we talk about it, the more fan theories generate, and I have to shout out the homie Thomas Franco for hitting us with a fan theory of his own that kind of started off this video. What happened to the Zeo powers? The Zeo powers were introduced as the most potent in the Power Rangers universe, tied to the Zeo crystals, and they mysteriously vanished from the show's canon after Power Rangers Zeo. Their disappearance coincided with the franchise's adapting a new Super Sentai series requiring a costume and Zord change. The transition to Power Rangers Turbo offered no in-universe explanation for abandoning the Zeo powers, leaving fans to speculate. One theory suggests the Zeo crystal's power posed a long-term risk, prompting Zordon to replace them with less powerful turbo morphers for the Rangers' safety. While the Zeo powers have been referenced in later shows, mostly through Tommy's Master Morpher, the narrative never fully explained their abandonment. I always thought it was a little depressing that we went from Zeo to Turbo, and they never explained that within the movie or the show. I mean, they had how many episodes to piece that all together, but it just never happened. You can add that to the list of hundreds of storylines it seems like that Turbo just kind of forgot about, but hey, it is what it is. Let's get into a fan theory from the homie Thomas Franco. There's a possibility a couple episodes before passing of the torch, the Zeo Morpher / Zeo Crystal was buried down in the basement of the power chamber, and off screen, when the passing of the turbo powers happens and the Gen 1 Rangers leave, they get their Zeonizers and their crystals. So when the power chamber does blow up in the turbo finale, their Zeo powers were not destroyed. Hey, that is a very good theory. It is sad that they never explained it, so we have, fans coming up with ideas and what happened to these powers, but it would make sense that the Gen 1 Rangers got them, and we did see Tommy have a Master Morpher later on in the series. Now, how exactly did he get the Zeo powers for that Master Morpher, right? I do believe that either the Gen 1 Rangers had the Zeonizers and the Zeo crystals, or Zordon and Alpha put them somewhere safe that even if the command center blew up, they would still be around. Even if they are in the command center somewhere in some type of indestructible vault or something like that, you would think they would have some type of safe or something that they could put the really powerful stuff, because Zordon in the beginning of Power Rangers Zeo said that the Zeo powers were the strongest and they will continue to get stronger with time. So if these Zeonizers and Zeo crystals have been here the whole time, are they the strongest powers? I always thought it would be cool if they could explore that. Now, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of the comments, let's see what everyone's saying. Steven said, I always thought when I was a kid that the Zeo powers were siphoned to make the turbo powers and power the turbo technology. Hey, that is actually a really good idea. What if to make the turbo powers, they needed the Zeo powers, but would they need all of the Zeo powers? And if the Zeo powers inspired the turbo powers, why didn't they get stronger in time? Or were they just overpowered truly in the end against Divatox and Gargoyle and her forces and stuff? Interesting. Ryoga said, after the Machine Empire was defeated, the need for the Zeo powers quickly faded. Combined with the Zeo powers growing with each use, Zordon feared the Rangers would end up being similar to the Gold Ranger powers, which required 3 aliens to use, and Jason could only use them for a short term, so he capped their use. The turbo powers were more stealth, as the movie said they would need to be undetectable. I always figured Tommy's Master Morpher used the Zeo power to recharge his other Ranger forms using the excess power. Yo, that is a fan theory. Shout out Ryoga Hibiki. Probably messed up your name. I apologize, but what a fan theory. Miles said, absolute headcanon. The morphing grid strives for balance. Rita was locked away on the moon. We had no need for Rangers, but it became an arms race. Stronger Rangers means stronger enemies. The Zeo's crystal power was supposed to grow over time with the Rangers, meaning the morphing grid would produce stronger enemies. Zordon knew this and only used the Zeo powers while he developed the turbo powers and Zords after the power coins were destroyed. Now that is an interesting theory where the morphing grid is only matching you up with monsters that can actually, like, you can overpower. That's interesting. And if they produce Zeo monsters, they would have stronger monsters, but the Zeo powers could knock out those monsters. It's interesting. What a theory. And there are no theories that are wrong or right. We're just having fun here. Matthew said they did not disappear at all. They needed the small crystals and the turbo keys to get to Malagora's island. Honestly, the movie explanation of needing the turbo powers and Zords for that specific rescue mission was always good enough for me. The turbo Zords were undetectable, unlike the Zeo Zords. They created artillery they needed in the moment and used the Zeo powers to create the turbo powers. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that for the movie, but once they come back to the show, there should have been some explanation either in the show or the movie to just make some sense of it, because you have these powers that they specifically said are the strongest powers and will continue to get stronger, but they never actually gave us an explanation of who has them or where are they. Maybe Trey of Triforia is protecting them at this point. Janet said Tommy stole the Zeo powers. So what if he did? Joseph said an animated series that takes place between Zeo and the Turbo movie could tell us what happened. Oh, what an awesome idea. Pop Sports said, I always felt that Zordon was concerned about what happened with Jason and the Gold Ranger powers could happen to the rest of them. That is a good point. I'm not going to lie. Maybe he thought these powers were just too damn strong. The Seng said, I heard that a deleted scene from the Turbo movie explained it. The Zeo crystals couldn't get through the force field, so they switched to Turbo. Yeah, but that doesn't really explain what happened to the powers after, though. It's, like, I get why they pulled the powers from the movie, or why, like, they explained, hey, you're going on this adventure, you need these cars, you need these keys. Totally makes sense. What happened to the powers after that, and why couldn't they access them? And I understand that they were moving on to Car Ranger footage. Totally get it. But they could have at least penciled in a real explanation or said, hey, we gave these powers to so-and-so, or hey, we accessed the Zeo powers to create these set of powers. It just would have been cool, that's all. Charles said, considering the failure of the turbo powers, I guess abandoning the Zeo powers was a miscalculation on Zordon's plan. Oh yeah, it is absolutely insane that Zordon left. He gave them Demetria, who we always talk about as like hands down the worst mentor, because first she talked in questions and then she was barely ever around. Like, I remember the last 15 episodes, she either had 1 or 2 lines or just wasn't in the episode at all. So the Rangers basically did everything on their own. And then at the last minute, when everything's going down, the Zords are destroyed, Divatox is about to run up into the command center power chamber and blow it up. Demetrius says, yo, I'm going to go save Zordon on Eltar with the Blue Centaurian, the only person with a damn Megazord left, and we're going to go there and save him. Leave y'all all by yourselves. And then Demetria gets popped. We never see her again, so obviously she loses. We could have used your help here on Earth. We could have used that Zord here on Earth. Like, what a wild situation. Not going to lie, that was a bad call. And then to make things right, it would have been super cool if they would have had some Zeo powers. Like, if the turbo powers went off, call up the Zeo powers, call up the Zeo Zords. Obviously, I get it. Sentai footage. But it would have made some sense if they could have at least explained why they couldn't use the Zeo powers, right? It's just something to think about. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Shout out all the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make stuff like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Salima Ramirez, Stephen Heffelman, Anime King Nick, Louis Cairns, Papillon Purple, Thomas Franco, and Troy Lyon. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button, and if you can, please sign up to be a member today. We have 3 membership power-ups. We have the Gold Ranger power-up, the most popular. You get into our exclusive fan club chat group. We have fan exclusive videos that we are adding monthly now, and you get a video shout out. Yes, folks, at the end of our videos, I will shout out your name. We also have the Quantum Ranger power up where you get monthly meetings online with me. Yes, folks, we will talk once a month on Zoom, and you can give me your ideas for future episodes. And then we have a professional package, the Dr. K power up, that is for businesses that want to tap into the platform. If you guys can, please sign up to be a member today. It is highly appreciated and it helps us keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.